Well, we want to welcome Mayor Tim Kabat back to the show this morning to talk about what is going on in La Crosse. You joined us last month, and we really enjoyed kind of getting an update on all the happenings in La Crosse that we decided we want you to come back every month. Lucky you.
Happy to be here.
Right? But I did want to start off on a serious note because a recent story in the La Crosse community has really bothered me, and I know a lot of people in the community are talking about the racist graffiti that was found on the Bullet Cab business in town. Very visible spot, and I know that you have also been very vocal about this being a very bothersome to you as well. Talk about it and what you are, as far as the latest in the investigation as well.
Sure, I was going to say I think it's bothered a lot of people. It's just a very disgusting thing to see, and when we talk about how great La Crosse is, and I do think La Crosse is a very welcoming and open place, but there are also things like this that I think show us that we really need to be really vigilant and thinking about our actions and thinking about what we're doing. So when that appeared, I think it was one of those wake-up calls, and our police are taking it very seriously. There's an investigator assigned to see if we can find out who is responsible. It is being treated as a hate crime, so based on the state law, we're able to kind of maximize some of the penalties, and we really encourage anybody that has any information to let the police department know so that we can find and hold the people that are accountable, that did this, hold them accountable. And then the other part, I think there's been a great outpouring of support for the Ahmad family. Yeah, exactly, right. For the business owners, and we're going to be holding a press event on Friday at 9 a.m. to really kind of reinforce that. A lot of people coming together, which again I think shows La Crosse's true spirit in the face of this kind of hateful act. And again, we want if folks have information to let us know.
All right, let's shift. I want to talk. I haven't asked you about the public market yet.
Sure.
This is sort of an exciting possibility. Still very far off, but I know last week when it looked like there was some support for this, they started talking about locations and that they might come up with a few. Have they yet?
They are working on that right now. The public meeting that they held was really well attended. I think just as you're saying, there's a lot of interest in this. If you think about the public market either in Milwaukee or the one in Minneapolis, very much a destination that is vibrant and adds just so much to a community. And when we went through that process to look at the feasibility, not knowing whether there was support, I think we were all, very, not maybe pleasantly surprised, but just happy that it came back that there is great support.
Support for it, sure.
So yeah, so we're right now. That's what the community and the folks that we've hired to help us with the study. They're looking at looking at locations primarily downtown, and they hope to have some really key sites for the next part of the feasibility study. So I'm imagining they'll narrow it down to maybe 2 or 3 really good locations that could work, and then obviously the next steps in that process from there.
We'll go from there. I want to talk about parking a little bit. I'm sure that you hear a lot about parking in this city.
On occasion.
Well, an interesting thing came up, which we did a story on here at News 8 last week, a new pilot program, the Parking Benefit District.
Right.
Can you briefly explain how that would work?
Basically, it's really been a grassroots-led effort from folks in neighborhoods who want to be able to benefit from on-street paid parking. So wherever the city might have parking, paid on-street parking, the idea would be to use a portion of the money that's generated from that paid on-street parking to pump back into the neighborhood and to do things like, either fix streets or to add lighting or to do any kinds of improvements that the neighborhood would identify. So right now we don't have any paid on-street parking except for the couple of test areas that we're doing
around UWL,
correct,
right?
Correct.
Okay.
So that neighborhood has expressed some interest possibly in introducing this type of idea, but the council, that's on the docket for Thursday night. I'm assuming it'll go forward, and then really the driver in that is going to be the neighborhoods that want to, have that kind of idea.
So they come together and say, we want this here,
Right.
and they open up their roads for paid parking, but then see the benefits on the other end.
Correct, and I
as
think
well.
one of the concerns is that folks have saying, well, are you going to have paid parking everywhere in the city? No, we won't have paid
Right.
parking everywhere in the city, but in certain select areas where folks are interested in doing this, that we could see that in the future.
One other really quick, we only have about 30 seconds left. It's something that you're talking about is instituting a program where the La Crosse Community Foundation will start managing donated funds
Yes.
for various capital projects.
I'm really looking forward to that partnership, because one of the things we learned from the audit, if folks remember from a few months ago, there was an audit of our park and rec
Yeah.
programs. One of the things they suggested was that for private donations as a part of these public projects, there should be kind of a separate group, and you could think of no better organization than the Community Foundation. This
Sure.
is what they do. They're well known. They'll be around for a long time, and I think they will be able to help us with the administration and all of the kind of the things that go with people providing private funds to a public project.
Are there a lot of private funds that come in for projects like this?
There are. I think folks would be kind of surprised, and it seems like it's becoming more and more of what folks are interested in, because they do want to see their areas of town improved, and we don't have all of the funds available through our city budget. So that's another great example of how La Crosse steps up.
Awesome. Well, we love having you. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for getting us caught up in all of this.
bet.
We're taking a quick break. We'll be right back.